Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single week on Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time in order to talk about some news and current events in the world of comics. And a lot of these things that I talk about are things that are of interest to me and might also be of interest to you. In addition to talking about the news and current events, I provide you with a preview of some of the content that is going to be coming out from my channel over the course of this week. And we also give away a cool slab thanks to our friends at Go Collect. There are a couple of announcements that I'm going to be making a little bit later. One of them is related to Shortbox, and another is related to Hip Comic, two people that I've been getting to know better and better as the weeks go on. So we're going to be talking about that. And before we get going with tonight's show, I want to give you guys a quick heads up on something. The Moon Knight book that we attempted to give away a week ago is now on the table. This is, again, one of the giveaways that we do every single week, value somewhere between $150 and $200. The Moon Knight issue number 21 has not been claimed by the first place person. So if you were in second place, you need to send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com to claim your prize. I will bundle this up and get it mailed out to you this week. And tonight we will be giving away this book right here to one lucky subscriber, New Gods issue number 1. One lucky subscriber is going to walk away with this book simply for watching the videos that come out from the channel over the course of this week. And if you don't know anything about the giveaway that I do, there is a link in the description of this video. If you click on that, it provides you with a lot of the context, but we basically give away a slab simply for watching the videos that come out from the channel. It is that easy to actually get in the running for this. And stay tuned, because I'm actually going to be showing you guys, I'm looking at it now, the book that is going to be given away this upcoming week, again, to a lucky subscriber who happens to watch the content that comes out from the channel. So let me go to the chat real quick, and then we're going to get into the show. Chris Bigger sent me a message earlier today. Oh yeah, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I will tell you that I had an amazing Father's Day. I took a nap, and it was vainglorious. And yeah, so Chris Bigger sent me a message earlier today. He says here, what about last place? Last place gets nothing. Okay, Chris Bigger. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I don't know what to tell you about last place. I just have no words to actually offer up there. Mr. says, no one claimed. What a shame. You know, it happens from time to time, man. I'll tell you, a lot of times I don't recognize the person's name who wins. And typically, if I don't recognize your name, that's probably an indication that the book's not going to be claimed, right? Not to say that I know all, almost 14,000 of you, but there are names that I see in the comment section, in the chats. And a lot of times I will at least have some recognition of that person's name. And then occasionally I don't. And I'm like, that's probably not going to be claimed. And that was the case here. So Doug said it's good to see another Doug. Steve White, yeah, man, we're giving away this New Gods tonight, so hopefully someone will claim it. Phil, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. If you guys if you're a first-time viewer, first-time person that has been in one of the live streams, throw up first in all caps. It'll help me to be able to see it. We want to welcome you officially, and the Blue Wrenches will probably do a really good job of that as well. So what is this? Is Reggie using a green screen? No, bro. That is like a real thing. That's real, bro. That's real right there. And you guys will probably see a video next week on what that is back there. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to preempt myself. So what is this? Chuck says naps are awesome. Naps are indeed awesome. Rush Diehard, who has run the giveaway a couple of times here, says he always claims quickly. Yes, you do, sir. Flame Frame, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Brother, I'm going to be honest with you, William. I hope we don't get that low on the list. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I hope that this book goes out of here. It is stressful for me when I have to keep track of, okay, so what book am I giving away this week versus next week versus the book that was not claimed from 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever it is. It is stressful for me. I want this stuff out of here as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. L. Smith says full wall. All right, so scrolling through some of the comments. Yeah, the greatness of the man. I'm gonna tell you, there's a bunch of stuff back there, man, that I just grabbed because it was in close proximity to my hand. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I grabbed whatever I could that was like right there, and that's what went on that wall. There is, if you can sit there and try to figure out the methodology behind it, but I'm going to tell you right now, there is no method to the madness that you see behind me on that wall. None at all. None at all. But have fun. What is this? I think I don't know how many times, at least three. He probably remembers better now. I think he forfeited one of his as well. So scrolling through some of the comments, I think a couple of those books are actually for sale right now on regiecollects.com. I think not this stuff over here, not that stuff over there, not that stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the first topic. So I am not one for celebrating the demise of people, the downfall of people. That's not my gig. That's not my gig to celebrate when someone stumbles. And I don't know if it's a stumble or not. I don't know if it's truly a stumble. I'm kind of setting this up because I don't want people to think that I'm like a bad person, like, dancing on someone's grave and that kind of stuff. But there was some news that came out, and I cannot remember who sent it to me first, but there was a message that came out to me from one subscriber. And I think I was sitting at the gas station getting gas when the first message came through. And I think my initial response was something along the lines of, don't play with my emotions. That was essentially the gist of what my response was on Instagram when somebody sent me this news tidbit. And their response back was, I'm not playing, this is real. And I was like, oh my goodness, I need to find an actual article to read about this wonderful news that someone had delivered to me at the gas station. And it was the fact that the creative team for Amazing Spider-Man is about to turn over. We have been waiting for this day. ASM Spider-Man fans, Peter Parker fans, we have been waiting for this day for a very long time. Probably for like 74 issues, we've been waiting for this to happen. And now it is indeed going down. Amazing Spider-Man gets creative team turnover in September. We just have to wait for it, people. We just have to wait for it. Nick Spencer steps down from his Amazing Spider-Man writing position in September. Again, I am not dancing on the man's grave, but I am excited about the future of what will come. Nick Spencer will conclude his long run as the writer of Amazing Spider-Man this September in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 74, and what Marvel Comics is calling the milestone 875th issue of the series. Since taking over the title, the acclaimed writer has crafted a Spider-Man saga for the ages. No. Taking not only Peter Parker, but his beloved supporting cast and iconic rogues gallery on a radical new journey. Yeah, this last issue, right? This Amazing Spider-Man 74 will be 80 pages. It's going to be 80 pages drawn by some of the artists that have worked with Spencer, Nick Spencer, that is, on his 3-year run, including Patrick Gleason, Mark Bagley. I will tell you that I am very hopeful that this 80 pages is actually square bound. I'm going to just say it. I'll pay the extra money. I'm going to buy the book no matter what. But just Marvel, if you are listening, square bound this thing the right way, the same way that you did Venom 200. You treated that one with respect. Not like what we did with Spider-Man 800, which was just double stapled bindery tears galore. So this article just goes on talking about, Nick Spencer and what it is that he's done, what the end of his run is going to look like and stuff like that. But Amazing Spider-Man issue number 74, Nick Spencer's last book, goes on sale September 22 and will feature a cover by Patrick Gleason that is guaranteed to be dope. I'm going to just throw it out there. I'm going to say it's guaranteed to be dope because Patrick Gleason, between the ASM 55 The black, white, and blood carnage covers the Black Panther issue number 25. This guy is firing on all cylinders right now. Patrick Gleason is. And so I am very excited about what this thing is actually going to look like. Again, I'm going to buy it no matter what. This article basically goes on to say, what is it? Marvel is promising more news about the next era of Spider-Man next week, likely meaning the identity of the new writer and or whole creative team. And wouldn't it be vainglorious if it were Donny Cates? Wouldn't it be vainglorious if we got some Donny Cates? Yes, I know he is taking over Hulk, but Donny Cates has some capacity to write multiple books at the same time. And wouldn't it be vainglorious if he took over the writing responsibility, the creative direction for Amazing Spider-Man? It would just be amazing. So fingers crossed that we get some really good news this upcoming week. And I don't know, I'm pumped about it. I am pumped about it. What is this? Gleason is a good artist. Yes, indeed he is, man. No doubt about that one. Brett trying to get in the running to pick up the scraps for when books aren't claimed. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, Brett, and I'm gonna say people that are in second place would object to me doing that. So we are not gonna do that, brother. But I respect you trying. I respect it. Spencer says writing Spider-Man was his ultimate goal. So why mess it up so much? Glad to see a new writer in there. I actually read that article, Joe, the article that I was just reading, and it actually said that something similar to that for Spencer, his run on Amazing Spider-Man was like a major goal or milestone for him. So much so that this dude went and read every issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm guessing that that's an exaggeration, right? They said he read everything, the good and the bad. I'm gonna say that's an exaggeration. I love some Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I have not read every single issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I own them. I do know that, but I have not read them all. So, I hope Nick Spencer goes on to do some really cool stuff wherever that happens to be. My fingers are crossed that we are going to get some dope Spider-Man creators that are going to, hopefully get Peter back on course, whatever that means. Like, I'm okay. I don't think it has to be the same type of stuff that we've always received, right? I'm okay with change. I'm okay with the new direction. The same way like Immortal Hulk, completely unexpected for like Hulk, if you will. And it was amazing. Venom, completely unexpected. It was dope. I'm okay taking it in a different direction, but it has to be a good direction. Did not enjoy this run. Did not enjoy this run. I'm gonna just be honest, and you guys know me. Berg family, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. What is he saying here? Oh, let's not. I'm gonna take that off because I have not read Venom 200, and if you ruin it for me, bro, it's going to be ungood. Hit 2 comic shops this weekend, and I picked up some pretty awesome books. You guys are probably going to see that at some point. How many K Solo, bro? It is the 870. What was it? 874, 875. I'm guessing it's going to be like that many variants. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's going to be a couple of variants that they're going to throw out there. Seems like Marvel is making some magic happen with all of these, 25th increment legacy numbers and stuff like that. I'm teasing you, brother, but don't ruin it for me. Seriously, don't jack it up. Don't jack up Venom. It's like 81 pages, man. It's like 81 pages or something like that. So I'm hoping to check it out. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, this wall behind me, at some point after the video drops, I'm going to provide some additional context regarding the wall behind me. I worked hard. I'm gonna just say that. I'm not going to tell you guys what happened. I'm gonna just say that I worked hard on this thing. Okay. I'm trying to make some progress here. Little by little by little. So scrolling through, okay, I think I'm all caught up. So for those people that are coming in a little bit late, a little bit later in the show, I'm going to be making some announcements about Shortbox and about Hip Comic, but we just had a conversation about the new creative team. Well, technically the creative team for Amazing Spider-Man is going to be turning over possibly in the September timeframe. We might get some indication as to what that new creative team is going to look like as early as next week. But Nick Spencer is stepping down as of ASM issue number 74, which goes on sale September 22nd. So fingers crossed that Donny Cates has some capacity while he's writing Hulk. He can just go ahead and write ASM and just knock both of them out of the park, and everybody will celebrate. Everybody will buy Hulk and ASM. It's going to be a fantastic, crazy time. Donny Cates, I'm talking to you, brother. Let's make this magic happen. Okay. Scrolling through some of the comments here. All right. I am all caught up. Glenn says he's loving the DC being represented on the walls. There are a lot of DC back there. So there's the first, yeah, there's 1, 2, just 2, 3. There's 3 back there. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. I literally just grabbed whatever was in arm's reach. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And some of these books are actually on sale on regiecollects.com. So if people buy them, I'll just pull them off the wall and throw something else up there until I can come to some agreement as to what I want this first wall to be. Happy Father's Day to Reggie with the single G and all the comic book swoldiers, blue wrenches, and all the fathers in the room from the double G. That's what's up. Definitely appreciate that, brother. They need to get an old man Spider like they did old man Logan. That's what's up. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, brother. I do enjoy you, Matt Woods. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you this bone. We're gonna let Donny Cates go ahead and write Conan. He has capacity. He can do Hulk, ASM, and Conan. That's it. That's all that he can do. He's going to go ahead and do it. Let's make this magic happen. Let me see. Do you change the comics now and then? Generally speaking, I change the comics behind me whenever I'm feeling frisky. At the moment, my goal was to get some things up on the wall so people can say, hey, your wall's looking a little naked. So people can stop saying that. I decided to go ahead and make that magic happen back there. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised when you actually see the video how all of this actually came together. I think people will enjoy it. At least my hope is that people will enjoy it. But when I feel frisky, when I feel inspired, when I want to, do something different, when I want to look at something different, when I want to give you guys something different, I actually do change the wall up, and it may happen once a month or something like that. It just depends upon how frisky I am feeling. And again, if you are in the chat right now and this is your first time in one of my live streams, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and say first up in there, say like first time here or whatever it happens to be, so that people can greet you the proper way. And if you are watching this and you have not yet subscribed to the channel for some reason, I don't know why you wouldn't have subscribed, but if you haven't, I definitely want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can stay abreast of all the content that comes out from the channel over the course of the week. So this next thing that we're going to talk about is something that I got an email on it. And I, in the midst of doing various things, kind of scanned the email. And in my head, as you guys have heard me talk about, I could see the pros and the cons of this thing. And I may do a video on this thing at some point. I'm not quite sure whether it warrants that. We may do a discussion on it as part of Comics Today or something like that. But it was an interesting thing where I saw both sides of it. And then I moved on to something else. And my man, Coach T, my buddy, Coach T out of California, actually sent me an email about this and some other things. And so I decided to go ahead and talk about it because I think it's interesting, and whether I do another video on it or not is to be determined. But Scout Comics has made an announcement where they are actually doing something with digital comics. They're doing something with digital comics. And a lot of people are going to see this as a threat, but they're doing something with a service called Comic Tags. And this is actually a press release that we're going to talk about that was actually released on June 18th. And it says Comic Tags is a way to both distribute and collect digital comics that address some of the biggest problems that comic publishers and comic collectors face. Comic Tags is a hybrid of comic books and trading cards. These limited edition collectible cards have a unique scratch-off code to download a PDF copy of the graphic novel featured on the card. They come in these hangable things that you can kind of, hang up. They're like miniature comic books. They say these backers have interiors that are pulled right from the comic, giving you a glimpse of what you're getting in a fun art piece to hang onto with the collectible card. And so, this thing is basically a partnership between some person that I guess started comic tags, and that person also sits on the board of Scout Comics. So, it's one of those things where they're like bringing this board member is bringing his stuff together, right? He's bringing together an organization that he's on the board for, along with his company together to introduce something. So they're kind of teaming up to make this magic happen. Let me see. Comic Tag solves all of these problems. This new patent pending product makes digital comics collectible. Each comic tag looks and feels like a miniature comic book, right down to the clear plastic sleeve that each one comes with. Inside each mini comic cover is a limited edition collectible card that contains a unique code that allows the bearer to download a digital copy of the comic book printed on the card. And these folks in here talk about the fact that digital comics are like a great thing. Right now, digital comic sales account for less than 8 to 9% of the overall industry-wide sales. I think it's actually lower than that. It's been a long time since I looked at the numbers. I felt like it was lower than that. But if this guy is putting this out in a press release, I'm going to assume that he is looking at some good data here. But essentially what you're talking about is a digital comic that is collectible. It comes with a tangible thing that you can hold on to that in and of itself might be collectible. I'm not quite sure, but it sounds like on the surface a pretty good idea. And as I read this press release, I was like, you know what? This actually sounds interesting. Till I got to this part right here. Comic tags have a price point lower than buying typical print and trade paperbacks. Most graphic novels are printed between $14.99 and $29.99 each. Goes on to say the first wave of comic tags are launching at a retail price of only $6.99. For collectors, it's a fraction of the trade paperback price. For publishers, it's a whole new product line and profitable way to sell their digital comics. And so right here, you can see what these things look like. I'm guessing that this is the interface here for this thing on your phone. Here is, I guess, what one of the miniature comics actually look like, and you guys can kind of see more of them here. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was a little confused by this thing as I scanned this, because they're mixing graphic novels, trade paperbacks, and comics. And I'm a little confused because I don't know many comics that actually sell for as much as what they are pointing to in terms of $14.99 and $29.99. That's a little confusing to me. I mean, maybe those are true graphic novels, but they started off talking about, in my mind, comics, which are floppies. And so I'm struggling with this disconnect between the floppies, what they're saying in terms of price, and what they're trying to charge. Because if these are collected works, then I guess $6.99 actually makes sense. But I wasn't aware that Scout was putting out collected works. I thought Scout was still putting out individual floppies, and maybe they're going in the direction of assembling these things in collected works, and that would maybe make a lot of sense. And that price of $6.99 might make sense then. But I guess the dots weren't all being connected for me, right? Because they're talking about the quote here was, the guy was talking about hundreds of comic boxes in my house and storage unit that are difficult to access and unwieldy to handle. I cannot collect and read I cannot easily read the comics I have collected. To me, again, it sounds like they're talking about floppies, right? And the charge $6.99 for a floppy, there's a little bit of a disconnect that I'm hoping will be smoothed out when they issue additional information about this. But this is something that they're trying to do. So let me go to the chat real quick to see what you guys are talking about. Let me go over here. What is this? Digital comics, plastic card. Sounds complicated. Chuck, come on. What is this? I'm into the card with a B concept. I'm not sure that I understand that, Jason. I might need a couple of more words on that one, brother. I always thought the price point is what held digital comics back. I always thought the price should be lower, but I was told it is an attempt by the big two to keep the LCSs competitive, which could make sense. But again, for us, if I'm going to pay more and I'm not going to have something tangible to hold on to that in and of itself is collectible, there's a little bit of a disconnect for me, right? And I guess that this what this thing is attempting to solve right now is that it's attempting to give people something digital and something collectible at the same time. But those things aren't going to go up. Like, I don't know if those cards are going to go up in value. Those mini comics are going to go up in value. So I'm struggling with this one just a little bit, And again, hopefully they release some additional information that helps me to understand a little bit more about it. Here, Jason's jumping in here. I'm into the card with the digital book concept. Thank you, brother. Thank you. It seemed like there was a few words that was missing. The article actually talks about, I think that they're going to potentially do some of the cards as like holographic cards and some special things. It just depends upon what the publisher is attempting to do. So, and this was my thought right here. Seemed a little pricey to me. It did. $6.99 is a lot of money, man. I mean, comics, what on average, we just talked about this on the other day from Comic Cron, is $4.41. And that's something that I can hold, I can bag and board it, I can stick it in the bin, I can refer back to it time and time again. It may actually go up in value, may not. This is $6.99. And that's it, right? So I don't. Oh, what is this? Ron says, I don't see this working. I can get access to Marvel Unlimited or the DC equivalent for like $6 a month. Again, and not only that, man, you not only get access, but what is it up to now with Marvel Unlimited? 25,000 comics dating back all the way to the beginning of time. Like, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one. Man, that's like DC Future State. If it's like two, yeah, exactly. If it is indeed a graphic novel, then I can kind of get on board with that. If it's a collected work, I can kind of get on board with that, right? But if it's just a floppy, right, then that's where I start to struggle just a little bit with it, you know. But I like the idea of what they're attempting to do, right? They're trying to be creative. They're trying to push the envelope. They're trying to move into this digital space. And some people may actually see this as a risk. Some people may see this actually as a risk to tangible assets, right? To tangible assets and to comics as a whole. I am still very much a paper person. You can literally see around me nothing but paper, either in the form of comics or backing boards with notes or printouts from my printer right across the room. Like I like tangible stuff, but I do read a lot of comics that are digital, right? So it's a little bit, you know, we'll see. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Joe was like, sounds like the Bitcoin of comics. We're moving into NTFs, man, non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Sorry. Let me see. Nothing against digital, but the price, but make the price reasonable since you are taking out of the material printing and distribution. Well said, brother. Well said on that one. What's crazy, man, is I actually reached out to a creator the other day. The guy that did the Static, the new Static Shock series. I can't remember who reached out to me that was like, oh, it might have been Chuck. Chuck was like, this is the best read of the week. And I actually picked it up from the LCS over the weekend. I read it and it was fantastic. The new series from Static Shock for Milestones was a really good read. Reached out to the creator immediately. It's like, hey, where are these original art pages? He responded back, they're all digital. All digital, no hard copy of anything. So that was a little bit of a disappointment, but I don't know, maybe the world is moving in this direction of more digital stuff. So Scout Comics doesn't rise in value as floppies. There you go. So one thing I will say is that to some degree or another, this is actually, again, I see the pros and the cons of this thing. The other thing that I see is that Scout Comics is essentially de-risking this venture. They are de-risking this venture by outsourcing all of it. And maybe that's part of the reason why we're seeing the price that we are, right? Because they are still, this comic tag company is still creating and printing a tangible asset. They're still doing that. And they are also licensing, I'm guessing, even though the board member is on, you know, the person's on the board, he's still licensing the intellectual property from Scout. And they are paying Scout for that licensing and possibly for every single sale. I don't know what the arrangement looks like, but that could be the reason why we're seeing such a high price. They're still printing something. that has to be distributed, and they still have to license it and pay the person that owns the license. And maybe that's why we're seeing that price. Maybe if Scout were doing this, the price would be lower, but by outsourcing it, essentially Scout is de-risking this venture for themselves because they wanted to succeed, I'm guessing, right? But if it doesn't, they still made some money along the way. So again, when I hear some of these things, those are the things that kind of go through my mind, is the various aspects and sides of this thing. And I just lost my chat, so bear with me as I attempt to regain control of things. Shout out to all 140 people in here. Definitely want to ask you guys, if you are enjoying the show, to go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button for me, because I definitely appreciate that. It will only take CGC 200-day turnaround time to grade. Chris, come on. Chris Bigger. Man, I do enjoy you, brother. I do enjoy you. I never know what you're going to say, but it's always funny. So what is this one? That's the battle, because if you make digital cheaper than $3.99, LCS loses out on money. Not only do that, but they also go out of business, right? They go out of business, which again hurts the publisher. So there is a method to the madness. And again, that's why I felt like the overall cost or the overall percentage of business was still relatively low when you looked at digital versus print, because of that push-pull mechanism that happens between the publishers and the LCSs, right? So scrolling down through some of the comments here, what is this? Marvel's precious metal cards are on fire. Scrolling through, there was a comment here. There was a comment here. Let me see. Oh, I lost it. Can you see 40 years from now someone looking at a digital asset, then looking at the book from now and wonder how the heck this happened? Again, you never know. You never know how this stuff is all going to play out. You never know. That's what's up, brother. Stand up, stand up. Comic book soldiers. Scrolling through. So you did miss it. Wrapped in plastic, you did miss it. The change that we talked about at the top of the show was the change that is occurring with the creative team for Amazing Spider-Man. Nick Spencer is actually stepping down as of ASM issue number 74 in September of this year. He is going to be stepping down from his writing responsibilities on ASM and moving on to something else. We don't even know what it is, nor do we know who is going to be coming on to take control of ASM, moving us into this new era that Marvel is talking about. Fingers crossed that it is Sir Donny Cates himself. I mean, there's rumors out there. There's rumors out there that Donny Cates is taking over Hulk, ASM, and also Conan. And yes, those rumors were started by me about 20 minutes ago. You know, do what you will with the rumor, but those are the rumors that are on the streets right now. Oh my goodness. Scrolling through, what is this? Some spider guy is getting a new writer. Put some respect on that spider guy comment, okay? Put some respect on his name. That's all I'm saying to you, brother. All right, so again, definitely want to welcome everybody. If you came in a little late, definitely appreciate you guys. Yes, Cates is doing Hulk. He posted on his Instagram. Yeah. The rest of everything after me saying that he was doing Hulk was just me making stuff up. That wishful thinking on the part of a ASM Spider-Man fan. Wishful thinking, and also just trying to take care of my blue wrenches with the comment of the Conan thing. So Sir Cates on ASM Hulk and other titles. That's what's up. Scrolling through, I think I'm all caught up. Okay, so we've spoken about a couple of things here. We definitely spoke about the ASM thing. We also talked a little bit about Scout Comics and Comic Tags, which is essentially a miniature comic with a collectible trading card that allows you to download a PDF of comics. At the moment, they have partnered up this comic tag with Scout Comics, and they're going to be issuing these things. I think these things are actually available right now. I want to say there was like maybe 8 of them, maybe 8 that are currently out there available for people to actually pick up. The cost right now appears to be like $6.99 an issue or something like that. So there you go. All right. Shout out to everybody that's hitting up the PayPal, hitting up the website, regiecollects.com. I'm getting buzzed here on the wrist as people are buying things off the website. So thank you guys for that. Definitely appreciate the continued support of the channel. All right. So let me get on to my third thing. And this is going to be a brief one. Shout out again to all the fathers here, I hope that you guys had an amazing Father's Day. My mother reached out to me yesterday when I was doing my first workout here at the new house. My mother reached out to me and said, would it be okay if we came over and had breakfast with you tomorrow? And, I assumed that she was going to come over and cook. No, that didn't really happen. She came over, she showed up, she brought some stuff. My wife ended up cooking for everybody. But yeah, my mom came over, hung out. My dad got stuck at work on call, so he was unable to come because they had some kind of IT related crisis that he had to deal with. But we had a wonderful breakfast here at the house, and then my family just kind of hung out for several hours, and then I took a nap, and it was wonderful. So this next item that we're going to talk about is a very, very brief one. And I talk about it only because I absolutely love some Jim Starlin. Love some Jim Starlin from his work that he did on Thanos, and also with creating and fleshing out the cosmic landscape at Marvel. Love this guy. Back in the 90s, Jim Starlin and his Thanos quest and all the Thanos related Warlock, Infinity, it was fantastic. Love this guy. And so when I saw this news article popped up, I had to talk about it. Shout out to my man Wayne. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate it, my friend. When I saw this news article, because if I didn't acknowledge that was going to disappear. When I saw this article about Jim Starlin, I had to throw it up here. So Jim Starlin returns. He is coming back with Dreadstar. You guys may have seen this. This Dreadstar, I guess, was a really successful Kickstarter campaign that Jim Starlin did that was actually one of the more successful Kickstarter campaigns until Keanu Reeves came in with Boom Studios and set that stupid record of like $2 million or whatever they raised. Jim Starlin raised, I want to say it was like $135,000 to do the Dreadstar returns. And what makes this really noteworthy for me, what makes it noteworthy is that Jim Starlin is a great writer, but he's also an artist as well. Pencils and inks his own work, but hasn't done so in a very long time because at one point he actually hurt his hand, injured his hand, and I guess the hand used to cramp up, so he stopped drawing for a long period of time. He hadn't really done anything with Dreadstar, and now he's back. He is actually back with Dreadstar. He actually drew this thing, and I think he also colored it as well. He worked with some woman, her name's in here somewhere, but she did the inking for him. But I'm a big fan of Jim Starlin because of his work on the cosmic landscape at Marvel, which I'm a huge fan of. So I wanted to at least acknowledge this. I will also tell you that while I was in the 100K collection hunting for some Dreadstar, I was hunting today for some Dreadstar. I will tell you, I found some fantastic books. I found some amazing books that you guys will probably see not this week, maybe the week after. Found a ton of really good stuff. I don't know how I missed this stuff before, but I did. And I think folks are going to enjoy it. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that. But shout out to Jim Starlin. There is actually a way this book that he has right now, it is actually available online. If you go to comicbook.com, which is where this article is from, Dreadstar Returns book is available online right now. It is only a hardcover and a digital edition right now. So there's some other things that he kind of alludes to about putting these things in the comic shops. He's saying that he may actually come out with some additional publications. He says he has some stories that are dancing around in his head. I do believe for those folks that are up in Maine, I do believe that Jim Starlin is actually going to be at a con up in Maine in maybe August. I think that is true. Check the facts, make sure that I haven't completely made that stuff up. All right. Let me take this off screen real quick. Mark Andrew says, I have Dreadstar from my corner store. I like the series a lot. Here's the thing. Like Jim Starlin, never read Dreadstar. I have that Marvel Age with the orange cover where Dreadstar is on the cover holding his sword, but I've never read the comic. So that's why I went hunting for it in the collection. And I found some later Dreadstar stuff that other people were doing on Jim Starlin's behalf, but I could not find the original run. So I'm hoping to be able to track it down because I would like to read it. Michael says, my Iron Man 55 was already stuck in CGCQ and they announced the Starlin signing they won't reroute it for me. Oh man. Oh, is it in August? Is that signed in August? I actually was talking to the CGC folks a while ago, and I want to say it was August up in Maine. Hialeah Comic Bro says Dreadstar is a great series. That's what's up. Thank you for that, brother. He had some health issues and now returns to comics. Well, yeah, he injured his hand, moved away from Dreadstar for like 30 years, had some health things, and now he basically says he's back. He's got like 5 stories in his head, and he's like, if I remain healthy and on this earth, you are going to see these books coming forward. He is actually not working with Marvel or DC. I can't remember the publisher, but he's working with some publisher. Back in the day when Dreadstar was originally released, I think it was Epic. I think Epic was the publisher that he was actually working with. And again, I'm looking through the 100K collection, trying to find the Epic boxes. Fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to locate some of this stuff. Brother, man, because people are like, hey, didn't you go through yes, I did go through the collection. There's a lot of boxes and a lot of books. You miss some stuff, especially when you're in storage and it's dark in there and you have about to be 45-year-old eyes. You miss some stuff. But I just grabbed Dreadstar and Company from Epic at a flea market this weekend. Coincidence, this guy Doug is always ahead of the curve. I'm going to be honest with you people. He has a couple of blog posts that are coming up on regiecollects.com this Wednesday and next Wednesday that you do not want to miss the blog post. Doug is always ahead of the curve. I'm telling you guys, scrolling through some of the comments here. Again, shout out to all the folks that are hanging out with me here in the live stream. I definitely appreciate you guys. Dreadstar was the first Epic title for mature readers only. Let me see. There we go. Brother, you're about to be rich. It's going down, brother. It's going down. No, I don't know whether that's going to happen, but I think it's cool, man. I dig him. Oh, it was an imprint. It was an imprint, right? Not Marvel officially, but now whoever he's with now is completely devoid of Marvel and DC. I think that was the point that I was trying to make. And if not, you definitely have, you have my apologies for that one. So scrolling through some of the comments here, man, we found some Indiana Jones. We did find some of that because of some blog posts and things like that I've read. I actually did find that. Jeremy, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. What is this? He quit Marvel numerous times, kind of like Alan Moore in DC and just about everybody else, right? Like everybody has walked away from Marvel and DC at one point only to return. It's just what happens. $90 for a 9.8 Dreadstar. Grab it cheap. Well, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with Dreadstar, but $90, man. What is it? A clean press grading will cost you what, 50? That is downright cheap, my friend. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. There will be a video coming out at some point. My wife walked in here like she always does. And by in here, I mean in my comic book room. She looks at the stuff that I've done and she's super polite. But basically what she's saying to me is that looks boring. You need to do more, right? And I'm like, look, I need to get these comics on the wall so people can stop telling me my background looks plain, right? So I just need to get some books on the wall. That's what we did. Fingers crossed that we can make it sexy here at some point when I find some time. So, but we covered off on some pretty cool stuff thus far. I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let's do this. We talked about ASM and the new creative team. We talked about Scout Comics and Comic Tags. We talked a little bit about Jim Starlin here. Let me give you guys a preview of some of the content that's going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. And then we're going to go ahead and get to this giveaway of a really nice copy of New Gods. So there are a couple of videos that are going to be coming out and possibly a bonus video that I'm going to drop as well. So, we're gonna hit the top 10 list. We're gonna hit the top 10 list hard this week. We are going to be releasing the top 10 most submitted books into CGC this week. And we're also going to be doing the top 10 big money buys. And the big money buys video is done in conjunction with my man Doug. Both of those top 10 countdown books videos will be released this week. I'm also going to be releasing a video on how to make the hobby work for you. This is a topic that has come up repeatedly. have a couple of videos out there, but I wanted to release another one on how to make the hobby work. And then I may release a bonus video. I recorded a video yesterday because I was really inspired to record it. I didn't have all my lights and all that stuff set up the right way. The video lighting quality is awful. I thought about stripping the audio out and just playing the audio for you guys, but I know how you feel about that. So I left it in. I'm just going to say, look, the lighting's bad in the video. Okay. I know it. You don't need to tell me, but I may release that as a bonus video this week. May release it this week. I don't know. I need to think a little bit about it, but we are going to have 2 top 10 videos making the hobby work. And then we're also going to talk on Comics Today about whether there is value hidden in your comic book collection, value hidden in your comic book collection. And I'm going to have some guests on that are going to help me to talk through that topic. In addition to those videos, pre-recorded and live streams, we are also going to do a podcast that is going to come out at 7 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and a blog post that will come out Wednesday at 7 a.m. So stay tuned for all of that great content that is going to be coming out from the channel. Real quick, if you are in the room right now and you are in the US or Canada, I want to give you an opportunity to win a book right now. There's 140 some odd of you in here. We're going to give away these books right here. It is the Trade Dress and Virgin copies of X-Corp issue number 1, thanks to my friends at Sunset Comics. We're going to give this away. They are a new comic shop in the LA area. All right. So the way we're going to do this, and I'm going to be looking at the blue wrenches to keep me honest. Just Pele, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Always good to see you, bro. You don't make many live streams, but you always comment on the videos, and I definitely appreciate that support. Shout out to you, brother. All right. So we're going to do this giveaway. US, Canada, mail-in address in the US. That's it. Okay. So here is the question. And I'm looking at my blue wrenches to kind of help me out on this one, to keep me honest on it. We're going to do a little bit of not even really a trivia question, but it is going to be a question. The first person to actually get the answer right will be the winner of those 2 copies of X-Corp. I will bundle those up in a Gemini shipper and send them out to you. The question that I'm going to ask, and again, lag is a real thing, so we're going to go with what I see on this side. Name for me one of the companies that I have mentioned in this video that I'm going to make an announcement about. I'm going to make an announcement about 2 companies, and I talked about both of them. I mentioned them twice in this thing. So waiting for you guys. It's either robust or abreast. It's one of those. It's one of those. I mentioned 2 companies that I was going to make an announcement about. I'm seeing some comments here. We did talk about Scout. We did talk about Image. Yeah, we did. We talked about Epic and Marvel. Yep. But there was 2 that I mentioned that I was going to be making an announcement about, and I see the answer right there. Quest Dog is in the house. Short Box. We are going to make an announcement about Short Boxed and also Hip Comic. All right. So I signed deals. I signed deals with those two companies this last week. And that put a lot of pressure on me to get this studio set up. I'm gonna be honest with you, put a little pressure on me. But there are going to be videos that are going to be coming out from the channel this week. Important videos for the future of this channel. I want to highly encourage you guys to watch the videos and follow along with the guidance and directions and the asks that are being made in the videos, because there's a possibility that you can actually win some stuff. Okay, so watch the videos. And who was the winner? Quest Dog. Make sure you send me an email as soon as you can to Regie@regiecollects.com with your mailing address, screen name, government name. I'm going to bundle up these 2 copies of X-Corp, the Trade Dress, and the Virgin, and send these out to you. And again, there's some videos that are coming out. I've already told you what the videos are. Please watch the videos. Help a brother out, because by helping me out, it helps you out. and it all comes around full circle. Trust me when I tell you, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get to, let me take that off screen. Let me go ahead and, you are very welcome, brother. You are very welcome. You never know when I'm going to get frisky and just start giving stuff away. Now that things are starting to get settled down a little bit, it helps me to be able to do this. I mean, I still have several other giveaways here in the room. I've got the stuff from the guys at Dynamite that I need to give away. I had an AOK that arrived. I recorded a video on the fly, decided to give something away. I've got to give that away. I have some Patreon giveaways that I need to do. My goal is to continue making progress, to continue catching myself up, to do all the things that need to be done for the channel. So I appreciate everybody bearing with me and allowing me to do the good stuff, right? So here's the book we're going to give away. It is really bad glare. It is what it is. Still a dope book. New Gods, issue number 1, 8.0 that we are going to give away. And again, stay tuned because I'm going to show you the book that's going to be given away this upcoming week to one lucky subscriber simply for watching the videos that come out from the channel. All right, so let me go ahead. We're going to roll some dice here. And then we're going to randomize this list of names and we're going to give away a really awesome book to one lucky subscriber. And we have rolled 3. I don't think we've rolled that low a number in a little while. So we've rolled 3. Let me share my screen one more time. And again, if you don't know how to enter the giveaway that I do every single week for a comic valued somewhere between $150 and $200, I definitely want to encourage you to click the link in the description of this video or search for Regie Collects Go Collect Giveaway because there's a video that has all the details in it on the giveaway that we do. So these are all the folks that were able to follow the directions, enter the giveaway, and now we're going to randomize this thing 3 times, and then we're going to give this thing away 325 people, lower than last week. That's twice, and the winner, it was 3, right? Let's make sure. Yep, 3. The winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is J4MZ. J4MZ, you sir, madam, person are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. Please send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com, REGIE, to claim your prize. In that email, I need to know your screen name, your government name, and your mailing address, and I will bundle this up and send it out to you. And I don't know if Jerry's here, but Jerry normally at this time is going to be saying, show the next book. Show the next book. Thank you, Tina. I definitely appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. So just to be clear, this book, Moon Knight 21, was not claimed. Second place, you now can claim this book. Make sure you send me an email. And then congrats to Jay. What was it? Let me go back here real quick because I did not commit that to memory. J4MZ on the New Gods. All right. So the book that's going to be given away this upcoming week is a book I honestly thought about keeping. I honestly thought about keeping it because I think the book is dope. But I'm going to give it away to you guys. I hope someone will appreciate this book for the dopeness that it is. It is Wonder Woman issue number 107. Wonder Woman issue number 107, a 3.5 with off-white pages. This is the first full appearance of Wonder Girl and the origin of Wonder Girl's costume. That's a dope book. That's a dope book. One of you will walk away with this book this upcoming week simply for watching the videos that come out from the channel sometime between Monday and Friday. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you have to subscribe in order to be eligible for the giveaway that we do every single week. Just pay. Let me scroll through. First, Wonder Girl, Silver Age goodness, 10 center, woohoo, amazing. Just give me the Moon Knight. If only it worked that way, Rodney. If only it worked that way, because I would hook you up, brother. I will hook you up. Fish in the house. That's what's up. We like to give out some good stuff, man. We like to give out some good stuff. I like to go shopping every single month and try to pick up some pretty awesome books that folks will enjoy. So shout out to all you guys. Well said. All right. So I am going to wrap this thing up, man. I want to get back to the family before it gets too dark. Again, there are some really awesome videos that are going to be released over the course of this week. The top 10 big money buys, top 10 books submitted into CGC, making the hobby work. And then we're also going to be doing comics today. All of these videos, honestly, are important to the future of the channel. I want to encourage you guys to watch the videos, give the videos thumbs up, comment on the videos, all that good stuff, because there may be something in it for you. I will say that to you, and my hope is that you guys will meet me halfway and try to make some magic happen. All right. With that said, as always, if you guys need to reach out to me, all you have to do is to send me a message, preferably on Instagram at Regie Collects. And if you need to send me an email, you can do that as well at Regie@RegieCollects.com. Some great content on the website. Also some books for sale, some of which are in the background back over here. Well, actually back over here. Check that out if that is of interest to you. Take care. And again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. See ya.